In the veins of Nachis, son of Cochise, was the fierce hot blood of his father, untempered by the wisdom of Cochise's years.
Telling me to give up my plan, withdraw my bill from the legislature, and forget the whole thing? That's what you'd like, too, isn't it, Jeffords?
Told you often enough. But I'm afraid as General, the next time it won't be just a warning.
Jeffords, I've been a soldier most of my life. I'm not frightened. I'm going to go on to the end.
The end of what, General? The Chiricahua?
Just because I want to move them to San Carlos and open the reservation for settlement? Well, that's unfair, Jeffords, and you know it.
That's what I don't understand about you. You're not a professional Indian hater. You're not greedy. You don't want the land for yourself, so why are you so set on it?
Because well, I think it would be best for everyone. For the whole territory. Oh, I've told you.
I know. We've argued about it enough already. So have the Chiricahua. And there's your answer.
No. No, that isn't the final answer. I think this is the work of some young hothead, not Cochise.
Don't think Cochise hates your plan any the less.
Then give me a chance to change his mind.
No! Doesn't this mean anything to you? If you go up there...
I told you I'm not afraid.
Well, I am. And not just for your life, General Chambers. If some young hothead kills you, one of the most important men in the Arizona Territory, everything I've worked for will be ended.
Jeffords.
No, General.
Jeffords, wait. You said you didn't understand me. All right. Will you come with me for a little ride? I'd like to show you something. Oh, you've got an hour. You don't have to go right back.
All right.
Thank you.
Quite a view.
Well, if you mean by that it's beautiful, yes. A lot more than that to me. Remember my son, Jim? Jim had great plans. There wasn't much time. The war came. We both went back. Now I'm alone.
General Chambers.
You want to know why I brought you here? All right, I'll tell you. When we looked out over that, Jim and I, we saw the territory of Arizona. A home for thousands of men and women of peace and of goodwill. That was our dream.
And now you've got to make it come true, as a monument to your son.
Maybe that's it, yes.
Even if it means war and the deaths of many other young men?
There's no need of that. And there won't be if you let me try to convince Cochise. You've got to take me to him, Jeffords.
Maybe that's not such a bad idea after all. You're more like him than I thought. The way you feel about this land isn't too different from the way he feels. Might be good for the two of you to talk.
Then you will take me to him.
On one condition.
What is that?
That you listen as well as talk. That you give Cochise the same chance to convince you that you're wrong.
That's fair enough.
What do you bring him here? To speak to Cochise.
Who's he?
Nachis, the youngest son of Cochise. Cochise, this is General Jeremy Chambers.
I know who he is.
It's an honor to meet you, Cochise.
Why have you come here?
He wants to talk to you. Explain his position.
I have the right to hear what he says, too.
Cochise, I believe there's been some misunderstanding about the proposals I made. Now, I feel certain when you understand the future I foresee, you won't oppose me. You'll actually support me.
I will try to understand that. You propose that the Chiricahua give back to the white man this land which was reserved to us by a treaty with your government, and that we go and live at San Carlos with the other Apaches. Is that not right?
Well, essentially, yes, but...
What is it we do not understand, then?
Why, that it would be a good thing for you. Your people would be better off in the long run.
Will there be soldiers at San Carlos?
Well, yes, I think that is usual on reservations.
But not here. Is that not right, my brother?
It's the first and most important article of the treaty.
But, well, conditions change, Cochise. I had hoped that you'd be willing to accept these changes.
Come with me. Tell me what you see.
I see I'm not the only one that likes to look out over the land. It's good land, Cochise.
My father came to this place, and his father and his grandfather. This rock is a part of our lives. These mountains have been the home of the Chiricahua for as long as there is memory. And you ask us to give up our homeland. I say no. My sons will come to this place, and their sons.
Cochise, I appreciate your feelings for this land, but it's senseless to stay in a place out of pure sentiment when you can better yourself by going someplace else.
Chiricahua will not leave. We will die first.
Now you're being purely emotional. It just isn't smart. You've got to learn to change with the times.
My people do not live by the head. This is a thing of the heart.
But surely you're intelligent enough to see...
I see only that this is the land of our fathers. It shall remain so. I ask you to remember this and forget your plan.
No. No, I just can't do that. I had hoped for your cooperation. But if I can't convince you, I'm going to go on without it. The whole future of this territory depends on it.
General, you haven't understood anything that Cochise has said.
His only argument is simple homesickness. Now, I ask for reasons, not emotions. I don't wish to cause anyone any suffering, but I have seen no reason why I shouldn't go ahead.
And the breaking of the peace shall be on your head.
The peace is already broken. Some of your people shot arrows into my house, miles from the reservation.
It was meant as a warning.
You know who did this?
No, but one who was almost as good a marksman as you yourself.
It was I who did it. This man will cause great trouble to the Chiricahua. He must be stopped.
You will leave us now.
I was not alone. There are many who do not agree with you, Father. That say you've grown soft. That you will not fight, even to save the Chiricahua from destruction.
We will talk of this later. Now go.
No, I tell you, you must do something. He has delivered himself into your hands. Kill him.
He has come here under the protection of Jeffords, my brother. He will not be harmed. You've dishonored my name enough. Now go. I am sorry for what he has done.
But there's no harm done. No need to be too hard on the boy. Boys are inclined to be hot-headed.
I know the sickness in his heart. I know it well. But he must learn that the word of his father must be kept.
He was right, Cochise. He wasn't alone. There's a real problem.
Don't you think I know that? You should have known it, too.
I did.
And you were wrong to bring this man here.
I brought him here because I hoped you'd be able to convince him that he's wrong.
He cannot be convinced. He's a man without a heart.
And you are a man without reason.
General, you should be the last man in the world to talk that way. You refuse to understand, General, that Cochise has a dream, too. Only Cochise's dream started a long time before yours.
Nothing you can say will make me change my mind. I know I'm right.
Take him and go.
I thought you said Cochise was a reasonable man. He's nothing but a savage.
Get off the horse.
We go. Clever trail. Hard to follow since he abandoned the shod horse. Still always there, faintly leading us on.
He is my son.
We're following him just like he wants us to.
He wants us to think he has taken a Mexican wagon trail to the border.
Well, he's come this far east. It's logical. He's committed to it now.
That is what we are supposed to think. If so, what do we do?
We have come this far. Now, just past those mountains, trail cuts sharply south to the border. Now, if he's going this way, I'd cut across the corner, make it to the border ahead of him.
That is what we are supposed to decide. Once we head southeast, we will cut back and head directly for the pass of Montezuma. The blood of youth is hot and impatient. The Mexican wagon trail is too long.
Passes right by Fort Huachuca.
The cheese cares nothing for the soldiers. And Geronimo's camp is far to the west. Once he thinks we have taken the wrong trail,
So we make him think that.
we go to the mountains, and we turn southwest and ride fast. He will camp tonight at the spring by the Red Cliffs. He will think he is safe. But we will be there before him.
Do not forget Chambers is with him, Cochise.
There will be no fighting. I suspect nothing.
No one has been here to drink for many days. Only coyotes.
We will camp here.
The man Chambers must be released.
When they find that he's missing, the surprise of your trap will be gone. It might cause a fight instead of a quick surrender.
You think I do not know that?
I wasn't thinking just of Nachis. There are many fathers here who have sons down there.
If Chambers is harmed, there can be no peace for any of us, father or son.
Who will you send?
I'll go myself.
I'll go with you.
Thank you, Jeffert.
Well, thank me. Cochise brought us here.
Just these few men? Well, they've taken quite a chance.
These hills are full of Apaches. Every possible escape is cut off.
I can't understand how you could get this close without us hearing you.
We were here when you rode in last night.
Well, we crossed your tracks. You couldn't... You mean he anticipated the boy all the way?
All the way.
Cochise, you had them in a trap. You could have taken them without a fight. Yet you jeopardized all that just to release me?
I have promised that the white man should be safe.
Taco, go there. He must be around here.
We discovered he's missing.
No surprise now. Now what?
We attack.
Cochise, that's your son down there.
He has decided. He made himself chief. He will answer for what he does.
When you were young, didn't you ever make any mistakes? Speak to them, Cochise. Speak to all the sons of all the fathers.
It is I, Cochise, your chief. Look about you. You will lay down your arms and come forward. Give yourselves up and be punished.
No, we're not children to be punished. We have done what we think to be right. We will fight.
Then prepare to die.
Perhaps it will not be we who die.
Cochise, give them time to think.
You will think of what you do until the rising sun reaches the waters of the spring. Then we come.
It isn't easy for a man to fight his own son.
No. But you were lucky. You and your son were on the same side.
Yes. But the boy was wrong.
Boys often are. Is he any more wrong than your son was with his dream? He wants to keep the whites out so that they can build a prosperous land for the Apaches. Cochise. It's hard for the boy to give himself up. It's hard for anyone to acknowledge a mistake. You've set Chambers free. Give Nachise another chance.
It ill becomes you, my brother, to plead for him. You who brought the spark that fired the summer grass.
You blame me, then? You'll blame me if he dies?
If he dies. If he dies, it will be difficult for me to look on any white man. Perhaps you had better take Chambers and go now.
Cochise. Let me talk to him. You've got to give me a few more minutes. If you blame me, you've got to let me have this chance to fix things.
Jeffers, wait a minute. Wait. They'll shoot you down.
Go ahead, shoot me, Nachise, if you want to kill me. No one has a better right. You taught me how to string a bow, remember? I gave you your first hunting rifle. Took you on your first hunt with it. We've been friends a long time. Is that why you couldn't look at me when you kidnapped Chambers? Why you couldn't talk?
I do not fear you nor your words. I am not a child.
No. You're man enough to tear your world apart. But like a wild horse, without thought, without wisdom.
It is Chambers who would destroy us.
You're only helping him this way. If he is harmed, your father can do nothing.
My father will do nothing anyway. He has surrendered to the ways of the white men. He cannot fight.
Your father outwitted and outfought you like an Apache. He brought you to this trap, to the brink of defeat and death like an Apache. Cochise is still the wisest of the Chiricahua. He is still your chief. Listen to him, accept his leadership.
But he will not accept us. He will not forgive us for the peace we have broken.
What you have done is not good. But it can be forgiven. There's been no bloodshed yet.
And what of Chambers? What will he do?
I don't know. Go on as before, I suppose.
But he cannot be allowed to send the Chiricahuas to San Carlos.
His plan will be fought. But it must be like Cochise, peacefully. Cochise is a man of mercy, of understanding. Try him. What shall I tell him?
If you will give me a sign.
It's for the sons to make the mistakes. The fathers to forgive.
Cochise. I just wish I had a son to forgive. Go to him. And tell the boy I'm going to withdraw that bill. I'm going to forget the whole thing. You can both rest easy. Go to him.
Now stay tuned for Trackdown with Robert Culp. And tonight at 10, enjoy the 10 p.m. Sports Block with all the sports you want to see. The right time for sports is all week long right here on KDOC TV.